and welcome back to this week's video. If you've not been here before, my name is Tracy Mayhew and I'm a self-published author publishing contemporary romances set here in the UK and YA fantasy fiction based on myths and legends. I've also traditionally published a set of children's books about the legends of King Arthur through a publishing company called Sweet Cherry Publishing, and if you want to check out any of my books, the links are down below this video, so feel free to go and do that. So this week's video, excuse me, this week's video is going to be all about the start of my digital minimalist journey. It was something that, it will be part of my decluttering playlist. So a couple of weeks ago, I uploaded a video about me decluttering my office, which I shall leave the link up in the cards for you to go and check that video out afterwards. But this video will join that in the decluttering playlist. So if you want to go and check out those videos, brilliant. So this all started, my digital minimalist, my interest in digital minimalism started at the end of last year when I started to feel a little bit overwhelmed with my phone pinging every 5 minutes and floods of email was coming through. Social media was quite overwhelming. I was posting to social media, particularly to Instagram and Facebook, 7 days a week. So, you know, and you had notifications coming in left, right and centre. Towards the end of last year, I started to feel quite overwhelmed with it all, which was part of the reason why at the tail end of December, I took a couple of weeks off just to clear my mind, take a step back and kind of reassess what I wanted for this year. So during that time that I took off, I did some research and I discovered the term digital minimalism, and I also discovered the book Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport. Now, I'm going to be honest, I haven't read it yet, but I started to do a little bit of research into what digital minimalism is and how I could sort of start taking like baby steps towards achieving that kind of the end goal of taking a step back from technology in general and things like that. So that's the point of this video. It's to show you where I'm starting from and what I've done so far. I do plan on doing, when I've read this book, I do plan on following this video up with a second part to kind of show you my progress, the takeaways I've had from the book as well, and how I've incorporated those into my life. But obviously, I can't do that right now because I haven't read the book. So let's talk about what I have done and how I've started this already. So I've done some research and I found that I kind of did some journaling and sort of really got down to the nitty gritty of what was actually my problem with regard to being online. And I think that my main thing, I was posting too much on social media. So what I did was over Christmas, I decided that I would take a step back from posting 7 days a week, and I would limit that to 3 to 4 times a week. And so far, that's going pretty well. I'm still active on social media and I feel a lot more relaxed. Another thing that I also did, and I did this a few weeks ago, was I took off my notifications on Instagram and Facebook and things like that, so they don't keep pinging every time I get a message or every time someone replies to my comment, answers my post or anything like that. And now I have like a dedicated time in the evening, say half an hour or so, where I allow myself to just go on and look at any comments, look at any messages I've got, and I feel a lot calmer with that and not having my phone go off every single minute. So that's really helped. What I've also done is I've taken a really honest look at the newsletter subscriptions, the things I was subscribed to and emails I was getting, and I've unsubscribed from quite a lot of things that were no longer serving me, so I don't get quite so many emails. I will admit I have also joined a couple of newsletters in the last couple of weeks, but that was after thinking, is it going to be worth it? Am I going to be able to stick to this? And it's not going to be detrimental having those emails come into me. So I've really learned to think more about what I sign up to, which I think is a good thing anyway in general. So I also have now given myself one day in the week where I have half an hour to an hour, depending on how many emails I get throughout the week, to kind of follow up and delete and organise my emails. So that's usually a Sunday when I have my planning time. And I usually, before I do any planning for the week, I usually sit down and think about, and go to my email account, and then just start sifting through the emails that I've got and think, right, do I need to pin this? Is this important? Do I need to come back to this later? Do I just need to get rid of it? Is it something where I need to read it and then click on a few links or whatever to buy a book or whatever? But once that's done, that usually takes about half an hour. I do sort of touch in with my emails throughout the week, but if I miss a few days and I don't get to my emails a couple of days in the week, I no longer stress about how many emails are coming through, because I know I've got that dedicated time on the Sunday to have a look and to catch up and to kind of like filter anything that I have missed. I've also done an initial audit of my apps that I had. I had quite a few apps before Christmas on my phone that I wasn't using. And going through them, I was like, I don't need that. So I've deleted a few. Now I know on my phone there are a few apps that I can still do that to. So that's something that I will be following up with once I read the book and once I really sit down to sort of like sift through all the other stuff that I need to do with regard to changing how I'm managing my digital online space. I've also come away from TikTok. TikTok was not for me. I heard a lot of good things last year about how TikTok was really good for writers and for marketing books and things like that. But I've learned TikTok is not for me. It's not for me to use as a user. It's not for me to post on. It's just not for me. So I've just come right away from TikTok. My account is still there, and I'm not saying that I would never go back to TikTok, but right now I'm not wasting my time with TikTok at the moment. It's just I haven't got enough time and energy to invest in that platform as well as Instagram, Facebook and YouTube, which is where I find I get more pleasure out of the other three than I do TikTok. So it wasn't worth it in the end. So sayonara TikTok, I'm afraid. So that's what I've done so far. It is only baby steps, but let's take a look at what I'm planning to do over the next few months. So I do plan on reading Cal Newport's book, Digital Minimalism. That is one of the books that's on my reading list this year, obviously. I also know that from my research, and I have been putting this off, I'm going to be honest, that a big part of digital minimalism is to sort out all of your files. But my Google Drive is a mess at the moment. It's an absolute mess. My computer is an absolute mess. There was no filing system. So I know that when I go and sort of try and organise those spaces, it's going to need a lot of time and a lot of energy to dedicate to that. So I'm thinking I'll probably get to that in the next few weeks when I have half term and I don't have to worry about work, like teaching. So I can just dedicate, say, couple of mornings in the half term holiday to just sit down and maybe just start sifting through some of those files that I've got. It's going to be a big job. I am absolutely dreading it, but I know I need to be in the right frame of mind to do it. And right now, trying to balance everything that I've got, all the plates I've got spinning, it's just not going to work very well for me. So I've decided that a couple of weeks, I will get to it then. I do actually need to put it in my diary as a, carve out that time. So I will probably do that today after I've filmed this video. Now that I've spoken about it, and as I say, I also plan on going back to my phone to declutter any other apps that I don't use anymore or that I've never really used that I thought I was going to use but didn't. And I also plan on decluttering taking off some of the photos that are on my phone, because I know that I have them backed up in like Google Cloud or whatever it is. I don't really need them on my phone. It's just that some photos, like particularly ones of, family and my Sue and Sienna and my cats and things, I'm a bit hesitant about getting rid of those. But I know they're backed up, so it's just something that I've got to work through. So that's my initial plan at the moment. And I'm sure once I've read Cal Newport's book, I'm going to have a lot more to add to that list of things to do. But I'm interested to know, have you ever tried digital minimalism? How did it work for you? Was it something that really enhanced your life? And if you've not tried digital minimalism, is this something you would like to do? let me know in the comments. So that's it for this week's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please remember to hit that like button, ding that bell so that you're notified whenever I post a new video. Next week's video is a video that I've been very much looking forward to bringing your way for quite a while now. I'm not going to say anything to you, but other than I'm very excited about it and I can't wait to share it with you. So until next week, I will see you later. Bye.